World leaders condemn Israeli strike after 45 are reported killed in Gaza tent camp. Dozens of people were killed in Rafah late Sunday after an Israeli airstrike hit an area where displaced civilians were sheltering in tents and sparked a fire that tore across the camp, local officials said. Images showed the area engulfed in flames as screaming Palestinians fled for safety, with some video shared on social media showing disturbing images including severely burned corpses and a man holding what appears to be the headless body of a small child. The strike drew condemnation from world leaders just days after the United Nations top court ordered Israel to halt its offensive on the southern Gaza city, where more than 1 million had sought refuge. As global outcry mounted, the Israel Defense Forces said it had targeted 2 senior Hamas leaders, did not strike a designated humanitarian area, and took steps to reduce the risk of harming civilians, but said a full probe would be conducted into the deaths of civilians in the area of the strike. Qatar warned it could hinder efforts to reach a ceasefire deal, which had been renewed in Europe over the weekend. Adding to tensions, Egypt's military said one of its soldiers was killed after reports of a firefight with Israeli forces at the Rafah border area. The IDF confirmed that a shooting incident occurred on the Egyptian border, adding that the incident was under review and that discussions were being held with the Egyptians. They said it is safe. The Gaza Health Ministry reported that at least 35 people had been killed in the Tal al-Sultan neighborhood, the majority of them women and children. This massacre is the largest in the city of Rafah in months, the spokesman for the Palestinian Civil Defense in Rafah, Mohammed al-Mughir, told NBC News. He stressed that the area hit was a designated humanitarian area next to United Nations warehouses. The Israeli Defense Force said its strike targeted 2 Hamas leaders who it said were responsible for organizing terrorist attacks in the occupied West Bank area. It said that it was aware of reports that civilian tents were ignited in the strike and that the incident was under review. In a subsequent statement, the Israeli Defense Force said that the airstrike was based on prior intelligence information regarding the presence of the senior Hamas terrorists at the site. It said that before the strike, a number of steps were taken to reduce the risk of harming uninvolved civilians, and that it was assessed that there would be no expected harm to uninvolved civilians. It did not confirm the death of the commander or senior leader. As outrage mounted over Sunday's Rafah attack, mediators Qatar and Egypt condemned the assault as a violation of international law. Qatar, a key broker in talks with Hamas, warned it could imperil efforts toward a new hostage deal. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has faced increasing scrutiny over how Israel is conducting the war, which had launched after the Hamas-led October 7 attack.